Go. Hello. Welcome,
Hello.
ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm going to punch you in the face. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 18 of the podcast. This one's going to be a little bit different. We've got as we can see, no Courtney here today. He's got work commitments that we're going, and also we're recording this really late as well because Ryan had work as well. So this is a little bit,
I
hopefully,
didn't have work. I had car issues that I needed to sort out.
it is hard to sort out. So this could be a little bit
Big
of a different
problems.
podcast today, a little bit of different podcast for everyone today. We're going to be talking a little bit about Reading, as we normally do to start off with. We've got to go a little bit into depth into what happened on Saturday, when we went 1-on-1 with Colchester. We'll talk a little bit about the game, a little bit about the setup, a little bit about that. We can discuss a little bit about that. We'll discuss a little bit more about the Carabao Cup, who we got next and who we could be playing. Just any little chat that we're going to have. If we've got anything that we want to talk about, Ready, we'll go on that. And then we're going to be talking about the WSL, the Women's Super League. We're going into depth, a little bit into depth with that, talking about women's football. Afterwards, talking about how the season went, how the season start went. Our views on certain games and certain goals, and then we will then be going into talking about Formula One. To finish off with, we're going to be talking about Formula One because it was absolutely crazy at Monza. I do love Monza. It's one of my favourite tracks. Monza,
Crazy's a bit of an understatement.
Monza, Spa, Silverstone are my favourite tracks. Baku can be up there if it depends on the right day. We were talking about that, and then we'll finish off with what's going to be going on next, what's happening this week for you guys. The podcast is coming out Friday. We're going to tell you a little bit more about what we're going to be doing on that podcast because there will be no guest this Friday as it's going to be the start of the Football League season. We've got Premiership starting. We've got the Championship, League One and League Two. We won't go too much into League One and League Two, but we will be going on and going into depth about the Championship and the Premiership start, and definitely going into more depth about Reading as well going on. But before we get started and before we go any further, what I would like to do is a couple of things, a couple of housekeeping before we get started. The first one is to apologise to Lewis for the podcast that we recorded with you on Friday. It was shit.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. So we will get you back on and we will deem ourselves with you to do that. But there's a few shout outs I would like to do as well, just before we get started and before we get going. There's a few people who have really helped. There's a lot of people, but there's a few specific people that have really helped us grow all over social media. We are keeping tabs of how much we grow. Well, I am anyway, because I like to do that. So how much we're growing and what we can do with you guys to get your help with us as well. So the first person I want to shout out, his name is Christopher Phillips. He is on TikTok. His name's #Dad. He is probably one of the most nicest people up there with Johnny Hunt that I've ever come across. What he tries to do for people for mental health, what he tries to do to help people is absolutely amazing. If you've got TikTok, please go and check him out. Give him some love. He absolutely deserves it. He's on Instagram as well. If you go to his TikTok, you'll be able to find him. If not, go on mine and you'll look through the people who I follow, and he's on one of them as well. He's absolutely amazing. One of the loveliest people I've come across. There's a few people on Instagram who I would like to say thank you to. Is Luke Potter. I know that he runs one of the Facebook groups as well that we do, but we post stuff on there as well. Reading FC Central, who post absolutely amazing graphics. There's two Reading FC fan pages. They're both called Reading FC Fan, a little bit different, both of them, but they both have helped us out so much by reposting if we want people to follow us on Instagram, and they've been absolutely amazing and helpful and helping us through. There is a gentleman, there's also two more on Instagram. His name's Royals Live or Live. Royals Live, however you want to say it, 1871. Another one is James _Pound. He sent me a message And please go and DM me as well, saying absolutely love the podcast. It's doing amazing. So did all of them as well. With you guys giving us feedback like that, that makes us want to do it more. And produce more and better content. At the moment, you've got the blurry vision of myself because my laptop camera isn't that great. And you've got the clear vision of Ryan, because I think he's using your iPad. Yeah, he's using his iPad, so you're going to get a much better vision from him. So hopefully with this growing, we may be able to generate money, which will be able to get me to get a laptop and get better. There's a couple of people on, there's one person, there's a couple. There's a gentleman on Twitter that's been very much, he likes everything that we do on Twitter. And he's one of the nicest people. And he DM'd me a couple of times to ask me a few questions. We've discussed a few things as well. He wants my opinion. I'll give it to him. He has his opinion. He gives it. His name's at Luke1871 _. One of the nicest people I've come across on Twitter. I also want to give a massive shout out to the group chat that me and Ryan are in. All of the Billy, Gareth, Math. I can't name them all because there's so many of you. Adam, Charlie when he's in a happy mood, Dean when he's in a happy mood. When you guys have kept, we've been doing that and it's been absolutely amazing. You guys have helped as well. So yes. Oh God. All right, hold on. I'm gonna have a drink. So thank you ever so much for that. We will keep doing shout outs to people that help us grow, that help us, give us some advice without being dicks about it. Just give us some constructive advice, what you would like to see us do, what you would like to see in the future. We're open to anything. We will listen. We may not do it, but we will listen to what you guys want to do to a certain extent. So today's been a bit of an emotional day for myself. Why? What are you laughing at?
Open to anything.
Not like that. Well, unless you're paying, then
20 quid is 20 quid.
Yeah. A bit of an emotional day for me today, Ryan. Bit emotional day. I had to take my daughter to school for the first time since lockdown. She went back to school today. I took her to school. She could not give a shit.
You cried.
Oh yeah, 100%. She could not give a shit about me. She walked up when she ran in when she saw her teachers, and the teacher went, "You're not going to say bye to your dad and mum," and she went bye, and then just fucked off. It's like
she ain't come home yet.
But yeah, it was emotional. Got in the car, saw my son. He was a dick. But then when I picked her up and she come running out and gave me a big cuddle, so made up for it. Been a bit of a
cried again.
A little bit, just a tad. I'm a very emotional man. I'm not. The only thing I ever get emotional over is Reading and my daughter.
Norway have just gone 1-0 up against Northern Ireland after 1 minute and 45 seconds.
I'm guessing it's Haaland.
No.
Oh.
It was. I'm not even going to try and say it.
Fair enough. So
L something.
Fair enough. So let's talk a little bit about the game against Colchester. So how were you feeling about that? Because I know that it was a bit of a spring of a surprise. We'll get into the team in a minute, but we'll talk about that in a sec and get a little bit more detail about it as well for everyone to know. But before the game, how were you feeling?
Yes, we all know Colchester were a dangerous side last season. Mm-hmm. Didn't they get to the quarterfinal?
Yeah, they beat Tottenham
and Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So they're not a pushover, not at all. But I'd always fancy us against a lower league side.
Yeah.
Like I saw something like we haven't lost in the cup against a lower league side in like four years now or something like that. I
think it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. But I always fancy us to win a game like that. I'm glad we did because I said before I'd rather a bit of an easy route to the later stages, especially with COVID. I think there's a lot of clubs in the other championship clubs who have somewhat overlooked it in the sense of like Swansea against Newport, Cardiff against Northampton. I think the position that a lot of clubs are in with financial fair play and like financial like dealings with COVID, I think it could have made a difference to a lot of teams. And
At the moment,
yeah,
I don't think Reading give a hoot
no,
about financials
but
at the
we
moment.
love a
But yeah,
cup
no,
run.
exactly. We do like a good cup run. So let's talk about the starting lineup. I've got it in front of me here, so I'm going to read it out for you because I know that you haven't. So Southwood started, which was his very first ever professional start for Reading, which I'm very happy about. Aruna started right back with Morrison and Moore. And the new academy graduate to play for the Royals was Bristow. I think his name's Ethan Bristow.
Ethan Bristow, yeah.
Then we had the debut called competitive match for Josh Laurent. Then we had the Elise Aluko in midfield, and then we had McNulty, Baldock, and Jowl up top. So when you first saw that, I have to say to anyone that I don't know whether you look for our graphics, but we're doing quite a lot more graphics this season. I was not expecting this team. I had a team sorted that was full of second string teams. But there was quite a lot of changes that I had to really quickly do, and within 7 minutes, I think I did it in. But I had to get all the pictures and everything to get everything sorted, and it took a heck of a lot longer than what it should. But now it's there, I can slightly breathe a little bit more because now I don't have to worry about it. So when you first saw that team, I think we were all shocked.
Surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shocked by a couple of things. I think that the noticeable one was Bristow, who hadn't had a kit number before. Got ahead of Samuels and got ahead of Richards because
Richards.
it could have been a good match run out for him. Aluko getting a chance in there as well. McNulty, I think the more surprising, Aruna, we knew that it was going to be, what, is it 1-1?
1-0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think the more surprising was the way that they decided to go for Jowl, Baldock, and McNulty.
Yeah, that was what I looked at first because originally I thought it was going to be like 3 out and out strikers, which I kind of like the idea of.
That's
But
really
then,
attacking.
yeah, I do like it, but that's it. It just shows we don't have wingers.
I think there was a number of things that
There was definitely positives and negatives to that lineup.
yeah, and
Positives, a good attacking team. Negatives, Sonny Aluko.
see, I'm not having no Sonny Aluko bashing on here. I'm not having no Sonny Aluko bashing because
I would rather McCleary played.
I'd rather have my dead Nan play than McCleary, so we can't
Yeah,
really say that.
so would I.
For me, we're not having an Luco bashing on here because I think it's very unfair. I think he hasn't helped himself before, and I think now I've seen a lot of different opinions. Can we stop? I don't really care about Norway, to be honest, and Northern Ireland. They're both shit countries. Couldn't
Haaland
care.
just scored.
There you go. But that was obviously going to happen. Couldn't care about Northern Ireland.
You're laughing if you had over 2.5 goals in your bet. It's only the fucking 6 minutes 30 seconds in.
Yeah, you'd be breaking in. So
that's a fucking great goal, to be fair to him.
So for me, I think Aluko should be in the team if he's fit. I think he should be in and around the team. I think he deserves now an opportunity under a manager that will probably play him in the right way to be playing. I don't think we should be, if he's playing, people to start doing the old Reading fans normally do. He shouldn't be in the team. Why is he in there? Fucking get over it. Manager picks a team, not you. There's a reason why he's a manager, and there's a reason why you sit at home playing with your tallywhacker. So I think Luco deserves to be on there. I've seen different opinions. We'll talk about that in a second, about how we played. So let's talk about it. First half, went 1-0 down. Callum Harriott come back to haunt us. I think with a lovely crossing and nice and easy finish. Apparently we didn't play very well.
I got to be honest, I don't know. I didn't watch the game. I was out all day Saturday.
I was in, but I refused to pay £10 for a Carabao Cup game. For a first round Carabao Cup game because I knew I would get angry. If we lost, especially, I would get angry. So, but I'm just going by what I've seen here, and They went 1-0 up after, I think it was, I'm just having a quick double check just so I can get it right. 37 minutes, they were 1-0 up. Callum Harriott was apparently a bit dangerous for them down the wing. Chris Bramall got the assist for that goal. It was a very good goal. Southwood couldn't really do much to it. And then Jow got the equaliser. Beautiful. I don't know whether you've probably
great ball from Aruna.
Yeah, I think what set that up was it was a very good quick play. Aluko left foot flicked it, so it took two players out because they were both just for some reason double marking Aluko, which is fair enough. But they double marked him. He flicked it with his left foot. I think inch perfect for Aruna to swing it in. What an absolute cross! He got 2 assists, I think, that game as well. No, he got 1. Sorry, Morrison got another one. And Elise got another one. But I think Aruna got the for the third goal, the cross in for Morrison to flick it on or something like that. But what a cross, what a flick by Aluko to let Aruna cross it in. What a header. He got, and then at half time, and then interestingly, McNulty come off at half time. For Reno, I saw a lot of difference of opinions about McNulty. I saw a lot of people saying they're happy that he got the chance to play, which is fair. But at the same time, he looked really shocked to confidence, which is understandable.
That's a general gist of what I saw. People, a mixture of like, glad he got the chance, but I think majority of people agreed he didn't play well. He didn't make the most of his chance.
No, and people say he's not a winger. I think the new manager. So let's just clarify with the team news and the way the team was set up. It was set up by the new manager. The new manager picked the starting 11, picked the substitutes as well. So he must have seen something in McNulty and Bulldog to play there, or it's a red flag to the owners to go, look, you either want us to play them as wingers, or you want us to actually buy wingers.
I think he just wants to give everyone a chance to impress him, to be honest. How long has he been in charge at this point?
Over 10, is it 10 days?
No,
now?
not from now, from Saturday. He would have trained with them twice.
Who?
Panovic.
He was with them for nearly, was it 5 days, 6 days in Portugal?
I don't know. They flew out on Friday, didn't they?
Yeah, they
trained
played
the first time Saturday.
Yeah, then they would have been Sunday, Monday, and then they had the match
Tuesday. Flew back Wednesday.
Flew back, yeah. Well, no, flew back Thursday night, wasn't it? Flew back Thursday night.
I think it was Wednesday night.
Yeah, I think they had a training session in the morning. To what I've heard, they had a mini sort of training session in the morning because they flew back about 5, or lunchtime. I can't remember. But yeah, no, he come off. I think the 2 players that got substituted, 3 players got substituted, sort of just proves they're not good enough. I don't think Baldock will be in his plans. I don't think McNulty's going to be in his plans. I think Aluko's going to be in his plans. I think Aruna is definitely going to be in his plans. Good bench as well. I think it's nice to see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bench, 6, 7. All of the 7 on the bench all come through the academy. In Richards, Rinomota, Tetek, whatever you want to say, Samuels, Abbey, Melvin Lambert, and Anderson. All on the bench, all come through the academy. Starting was Southwood, Bristow, Elise. That's it. So 1, 2, 3 starting. 11 altogether? 11 out of the however many is 16, 17 that's on there. All come through the academy. It looks like that's going to be a massive factor for the new manager. He seems to be something that goes with. I don't know what you think.
But I like it because he's proven that he can work with youngsters before. And I think it's only going to be a good thing for the likes of Elise, T-Mac.
Elise didn't harm his chances at all for starting on Saturday. A lot of raves about his performance. A lot of people were let's go on to the second half. Double from Lucas Jow to get his perfect hat trick. Absolutely superb. It looked like we dominated the game as well. By the stats I can see here, by the full time, we had 60% possession. We had 12 shots, total shots, 5 on target, 5 off target. We had just under double the passes. Just maybe quite a bit under double, but I think it was like 20-30% more passes than they had. A heck of a lot more passes in the final third. One more key passes. We had 6 clear-cut chances to their 2. Out of we had 28 crosses, and only 8 went well. Crosses, if you're lucky to get about 6 sometimes to land them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think 8 think 8 is awful.
No, we
by
got
any stretch.
8 out of 28. We had out of 17 dribbles, 10 were successful, which is quite good to see. A lot of tackles as well. Didn't win much of them, but we did quite a few tackles. Goalkeeping, Southwood did 3. They had 3 shots to save, and saved them well. Yeah, but I think that proves that I think we discussed this on the podcast before. Is we can now see why Pono. I'm going with that from now on. Until I hear him in an interview and say how he actually says his name, I'm just going to call him Pono. I think we can see his philosophy in how he wants to play with Reading. It seems very attacking. I don't know what you think.
Yeah.
So, I saw a lot of people, and Luke, 1871 underscore, rated Aluko, said he played very, very well. A few more people said that as well, said that he played very, very well as well. I think what we've got to understand is we've got to give everyone a fresh start. We have to, because it's a new manager.
You wouldn't say that if McCleary was still here.
Oh, of course I would. But then he would prove to me that he's shit. So it doesn't bother me. I've always said if they have a new manager, I've always said this to my brother. You can ask anyone that's ever been around me, that if we always have a new manager, always give them the as I've always been told in life, you should never let people left out to hang. You should help them hang themselves. Give them the rope to hang themselves. Because if you give them and they fuck up so many times, it just proves your point. So to me, I'm happy with that. Very excited about how this could go. Lucas João.
Everton have just confirmed the signing of James Rodriguez.
You mean Hammers? Can't call him James. It's Hammers. It's South American.
It's James. I don't care.
I
don't care.
It's Hammers.
I still don't care.
It's Hammers.
So I still don't care.
You may not care, but it's Hammers. So that was good. They actually paid. I've heard it was a loan. 22 million. Fair play. So I'm very impressed with Lucas João. I knew he was going to be a big part player this season. I didn't think he'd be that big.
No. I think the most important thing now is consistency and staying fit.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's a bit of a stupid thing to say, isn't it? Like you don't want an inconsistent player or injured.
It's one of those state the obvious, but you have to actually realise it's not the obvious. But it's one of those. It's one of those where it's state the obvious, but
I think it will do good for our strike force as a whole.
Stuck. Sorry, carry on.
I think it will be a good thing for our strike force as a whole.
I think
I think it will now make the likes of Mate, Puskas.
Well, you say Puskas, but he
scored as well.
He's been scoring with Romania. Gone off with the Romanian national team and scored.
He's always been good international though.
Yeah, because they play the way that Puskas is good at.
Yeah, yeah. I do think this new style as well will suit him.
I hope so. I hope he gets the players. I hope he gets the players that can help both of them.
But I think with João playing well, if he keeps that up, will rub off on the likes of Baldock, Puskas, all the other strikers in the club, Mate, and just make them realise, like, if I don't play well, I'm getting dropped. And deservedly so.
Puskas is on the bench today. against Austria, 1-1. There it is, it's scored, but he's on the bench. But yeah, no, I completely agree. If we've got informed players, as in Puskás, João, Mite, Baldock is never in form, so I don't ever class him. McNulty, I think Gillingham are interested
Give
in
him
him.
a fair chance. It's a new manager.
It is. And he will get a fair chance. If he's played in the right position for him, okay. If he's played in the right position, then he will. But I don't think he's going to be... I don't think... We've got too many of the same strikers. We've got too many of Baldock and McNulty, the same type of player. We've got Puskás, who's a very much a different... The same sort of player to them. A bit energetic, but not as much as them. We've got Mite that can play on the wing, that can play up front. He can very much do both. And then you've got João that's sort of on his own. So we've got 4 players that can play up front in a maybe a 2-man system if he wants to play 2 of them up front. So that's another 2 that's going to be dropped. 3 or 2 can be dropped. I'm not being funny, but I think it's time for McNulty to go. If he stays, happily, I want him to do well. If Baldock, I'm happy for Baldock to stay, but I think it seems time to go. Mate, if there's a right bid, I probably would accept. I think he's a good player, but his first touch just annoys the hell out of me.
I don't think he gets into many teams.
No, he doesn't. But if someone's going to pay,
he's a confusing player.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not a striker, but he's not a winger. No, but he's good.
He's not a striker. He's not a winger, but he can do both. He's one of those weird players. And Mbappe just been tested positive for corona. So it's one of those. It's a weird situation, and it's quite exciting.
Just about Mbappe there. Didn't Neymar and 2 other PSG players test positive already?
Yep. Oh, Neymar
PSG in the mud.
Good. So it's exciting times. I think the next topic of conversation we had was the Carabao Cup draw. We've got Luton next round. And then if we win that, we've got a game against Manchester City United. Ollie's at the wheel. He will crash because he's just a glorified PE teacher. So, are you happy with the draw?
Yeah. 2 winnable games.
Well, 1 winnable, 1 very tough. Luton's tough. Man United's easy.
I think we proved last season we should be beating Luton. Like, I don't care how they've done over the summer, what they've done over the summer. The fact we scored 8 goals and didn't concede to them last season shows that we should really get through. And yeah, I was talking to someone yesterday. I think it depends how seriously Solskjaer takes the Carabao Cup, because I could imagine them giving quite a few youngsters a opportunity to play. And as we saw yesterday, even though we did play a few youngsters, we did still have quite a strong team. I would imagine if there was a possibility of that, then the likes of Swift, Ajaria, I think we'd see more first team players in there, and who knows?
So, breaking news. I would say breaking. It's nothing to do with Reading, but this is what I found quite funny. There's been an EFL official statement that's just come out talking about Derby County. You know that they've been in the mud because of the owner rights to the stadium, and an independent adjudicator said that there's nothing wrong with what they've done.
And the fact that they're not paying half of Wayne Rooney's wages.
I don't know what they're... So the EFL board have determined that the league will appeal against the outcome of an independent disciplinary commission in respect to the misconduct charges brought against Derby County. The appeal is specific to the second charge only, which considered the club's policy regarding... that is a really long fucking word. Amortization or whatever of the assets. They will make no further comments. So basically the EFL are saying Derby are guilty. What are you lot doing? So that's interesting to see that they could be in the mud before the start of the season. James has just signed, and now every Reading fan apart and myself are tweeting, "Gylfi, come home." I would happily have him come home any day, which is pretty good. So yeah, so we've got a couple of easy ties. So let's carry on. A couple of easy ties. There's no news for the past over the weekend about new signings. What I can tell you and what I have seen today is from Eddie. And basically what he said is tomorrow, as in when you listen to this today, but on Tuesday, it will be a big day at the club. It'll be the first time that Panovic, I'm sticking with that. I like that, how that rolled off the tongue quite easily.
I think that's how you say it, to be fair.
There we go. Panovic has been to the training ground, seen the stadium, etc. Expect him to have many meetings with scouting teams, his coaches, about possible transfers and building for the season. And I said, will we hear any more about the rumours in the next few days? He said, I'm sure Panovic will talk about transfers in the next few days. So it looks like he's out of quarantine tomorrow. So that would mean that he will be on the training ground with the team. There might be pictures of him now. There might be social media content. There might be interviews. I highly doubt it. But he's out of quarantine. He's now going to be with the team, building them up to the massive game on Saturday. Are you excited for the start? So basically, before we get into asking Ryan the question, just to let you guys know, this Friday's podcast is going to be completely different than what we've done before. This Friday's podcast is going to integrate what we predict the championship season will finish in the table. We will also predict the finish in the Premier League. We will also be predicting the team. This is going to be so difficult to do. So at the end of last season, me and Ryan come up with a game where I think we predicted the score. One game was predicting the score, and we were predicting the starting 11. Dear God, we don't even know the system he's going to play. This is going to be interesting. So we're going to do that Friday for you guys. I can't try to remember. So
I'm calling now. I'm getting at least 7 out of 10. Out of 11, sorry.
Okay. I'm predicting I get 4.
Clip it.
I don't know how to do that. Someone can. But yeah, no. So
don't clip it.
No, I'm not going to. So we're going to be doing that this Friday for you guys. We're going to predict the championship table. We're going to predict the Premier League table. We're going to predict the fixtures, and we're going to do a build-up.
Fixture.
The fixture. We're going to
scores.
Yeah, we're going to go. It's going to be a long podcast just talking about football. Do
you remember our system for points when it comes to team selection?
Yeah.
3 for a correct, -1 if you're wrong.
I know.
Just making sure, because I know what you like. You try and cheat at everything.
No, yeah, I do. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I don't even hide behind that I try and cheat. That's the thing. I don't even hide behind. So are you excited for Saturday?
It's a bit of a silly question, isn't it?
It is a bit.
Of course I am.
It's going to be interesting. So the correct selection, 3 points per corrected team member. Every player not selected, not in the first 11, you get a -1 point. And the correct scores is every correct score, we get 3 points. Yes. I didn't just Google that. I did just look in my phone and double check that I got it right. So yes, so there's no more.
Put in the comments below how many points this season am I going to beat him by?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm rather shit at these games, so I predict you win. I'll even put the money on that now anyway. So that's enough Reading talk for the moment. Well, a bit of Reading talk, but we're now going to go on to the WSL for the time being, talking about women's football. So I don't want to start with Reading because I know my anger levels are going to go really, really high.
Let's not then. Let's talk about...
Should we talk about the Aston Villa Man City game?
No.
Why?
Because there was a game I wanted to talk about first.
All right, go on then.
can't remember which one it was now.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Bristol City Everton.
Yeah, 4-0.
Yeah. Was that first? Oh no, was it Bristol City Everton where someone's flicked it over, back heel over the defender, and first time volley across goal? What a goal that was!
Yeah, I think that was the Bristol City
I think it was.
Everton
Yeah.
game. Yeah, that was a very good game.
Okay, so I watched the highlight show today. It's only half an hour. Like, you should watch it.
It's really
Not
good.
you,
I watched it.
not you, because I know you watched it.
Mhm.
But I was very surprised at a couple of goals in the games in particular, because there were some bloody good goals.
Some cracking finishing.
Let's say that was it. The second one that Arsenal scored against Reading.
Third of four. No, the second one for Victor Miedemar was an absolute rocket.
Yeah, thunder bastard is the correct term.
It is absolutely thunder bastard.
Yeah.
So let's go through them. Let's start off with Arsenal versus Reading.
No, let's do that third. Let's go with what you said. Man City, Villa.
Yeah, let's go with Man City, Aston Villa. 2-0.
Two awful goals from Villa's point of view. Their own mistakes.
Yeah.
And
shocking.
You can't give a player like Georgia Stanway chances like that because she will score.
I think, yeah, exactly. Georgia Stanway is an absolute beast at the moment. She's tipped to be one of the best players in the world, and she's very young as well. I think she's 19, 20. Google that just in case I'm wrong. So very, very good result for Man City. I also want to respect Aston Villa to a certain point because it's not the men's team, so I like Villa as a women. Is their coach is the same age as me. Their manager is 27. And she's done an absolute... Aston Villa manager's a she. It's a she. The Man City manager's a he. Aston Villa manager's a she.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right, dickhead.
Yeah, Georgia Stanway's 21.
Yeah, so she's got a massive future ahead for the Phil Neville's England and the Dutch lady, I can't say her name, when she comes in next year after the Olympics. So I think that was they've got a lot of positives, Villa, because if they didn't give those two sloppy goals away, that could have ended 0-0. And they had a couple of good chances as well. So Villa look like they could be okay in this league. And then let's go on about Man United Chelsea, which was tipped to be one of the big games. Again,
I'm going to say that Chelsea goal was another good goal. Good team goal.
Frank Kirby, she's a Reading legend. She come through the Reading Academy. One of the nicest people you'll meet. She deserves her opportunity. Phil Neville hasn't played her correctly. I don't care what anyone says. She deserves to be in the starting 11 every time. She's got tough competition this season. There's a lot of great strikers in that Arsenal team, in that Chelsea team.
Chelsea team.
So she nailed down her position. Absolutely superb run. Great layoff to the goal scorer. Man United fought back very well. They look like they're going to be up there again this season to fight back. They look like the better team. I don't know what you thought, but they look like very much like the better team.
It was
from the highlights I saw.
Yeah.
Even
game.
Let's go on about the Arsenal Reading game.
Shocking defending from Reading's point of view. The Reading goal was, again, shocking defending. Well, I say defending, just a massive mistake from the keeper.
Yeah.
There was a couple of very good goals.
It was absolutely...
But
I said this...
It was just shambolic defending.
I said this on Twitter today. Sometimes I really need to be careful what I tweet. But I said this today, and I'll say it again. What an absolute shocking, utterly awful performance. We tipped Reading to be in the top 4. But that performance, I think they deserve to get relegated. Utterly, utterly shit. They're meant to be. This is a team that they're meant to be going up against. They've made superb signings, Reading. International experience in, I think it's Lockwood. I think her name is, who's coming. The Welsh international legend. We got Williams. I can't remember the names of the players. I'm trying to learn. Williams in the midfield. We've got 2 MBEs in the team. We've got a very experienced left back that just come from right back or a left back that's just come from Chelsea. Danielle Carter, who got the goal for Reading, who's experienced. We had no width. We had no depth. Defenders were just one-on-one with the Arsenal attackers, which is just a stupid idea to start off with.
You see the highlights, and every single goal, it was
Reading,
Arsenal player through with Reading defenders chasing.
Reading should have had a player sent off. There should have been a penalty with Miedemar, which the Reading defender was so lucky not to get sent off and give a penalty away for. I don't know how the referee didn't see that. Even I watched it and I went, "What are you doing?"
She said after the game as well, didn't she?
Yeah. Even Miedemar, who come out after the game and did the interview, said, "I was expecting a tough. Normally against Reading, it's hard to break down, hard to go against, but even the opposition team was going, this was easy." And it's like this. We're meant to be battling for top 3 this season because this is the Champions League. You got Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Arsenal, who have all added to their squads and done it, and so have Reading. But everyone's fighting for that top 3. Top 2 is going to be a bit easy. I think Chelsea and Man City will be there. But for that third place, you've got Arsenal, you've got Man United, you've got Reading. Everton have strength massively in that position as well. You could class them to fight for that place. West Ham and Tottenham, I don't think they've done as well as what they've done before, but they're a big club. They might be able to swindle something. But just Kelly Chambers, if you're listening to this, or if anyone screens this, come on. That was absolutely sure. And your assistant manager, Kelly Chambers, is a guy that coached me when I was learning to do my coaching badges. He taught me to get my coaching badges, and I know him, and he's a very nice bloke in doing it. But sort it out. I was utter shite, utter shit. As you can tell, I really hoped Reading this season would fight for that, and it just I see a lot of people over Twitter, I don't know whether you've seen it as well, taking the mick out of, because England announced that they're paying the men and the women the same amount. And there's a lot of people over Twitter that think they're keyboard warriors and think they're hard, and tweeting some horrible stuff about the women's game. I think what they've got to understand is the women game is about 80, 90 years behind the men's game. Do you not agree with me? You've got the men's that have been playing, that have got everything, Champions League, top level football, week in and week out on television, different facilities to the women's. You've got different ways of playing than the women's. If you really think that the women's is terrible, sit down and watch a WSL game. And you watch a Man City versus Chelsea at the Community Shield, and you tell me that was a terrible game, and they don't deserve to be paid the same, then you lot are fucking idiots. So yeah. What do you think?
I don't think it's a case of like I understand why there's a pay difference because of the money that is in men's football that's not in women's. But it's more men's footballers are massively overpaid.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the other way around.
Men's footballers are paid way too much. Women's footballers are not paid too much. And that's the issue. You've got Messi that's on, £60 million a year? Maybe a bit less than that. It's ridiculous how much these players are on these days. I agree that they do it, but I agree with I think Formula One drivers should be paying more than footballers because their life is literally on the line. Footballers are not. You get a pulled hamstring, they roll around for 25 minutes. Charles Leclerc, who we're just going to talk about.
Let's talk about it in a little while.
We will. Charles Leclerc crashed about 150 miles an hour to a fucking bollard and walked away. So these fucking pansies that think they're Danny Rose. Have you seen, quickly before we go on any further, have you seen the All or Nothing episodes that got released today? Oh, okay, I won't talk to you about it. But there's have you heard anything about it? There's a section in there that has triggered a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know whether have you watched any of them before?
No.
Do you want me to explain it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So Danny Rose, there was a lot of talk about Danny Rose why he hasn't been playing. And after one of the games, I can't remember, I think it's episode 5, and one of the games he comes in and he sits down in Mourinho's room and goes, right, why am I not playing? Why am I not playing? He goes, well, Mourinho goes, well, you trained very well. And then I played you in the Liverpool game and you didn't play very well. That's why I dropped you. And Danny Rose goes, I know, I understand I played shit. He went, no. I didn't say shit. I said you didn't play well. And then he turned around and Danny Rose, and then he didn't like the way that Mourinho was talking to him. I just saw what you just text. And he didn't like what Mourinho was telling him. So what he done was he said his mind, he turned around at the end of the meeting and says, when Daniel Levy gets here, I'm going to go and tell Daniel Levy I want to leave. I want to leave here. If you're not going to play me, I'm going to leave, right? And I tweeted this. I didn't get many likes. I don't know why. It was a really good tweet. I really rated the tweet that I just did. And I put, I can't fucking find what I put. Oh yeah, I said watching Danny Rose talk to Jose was funny. I said Jose told him he was rubbish because he didn't like it. He went running to Daniel Levy to leave. So it's like when your brother says no to you, can't play PlayStation with me, but you go running to mum saying, "Hey mum, he won't let me play." I thought that was quite funny. That tweet did that. I really enjoyed tweeting that. Not gonna lie. So yeah, I thought it was hilarious. And Mourinho just binned him off, and Christian Eriksen wanted to leave as well, and all the saga through that. And I'll tell you what, I don't know whether if I was a player I had as much balls as what they had, but Christian Eriksen walked into a room with Mourinho and Daniel Levy and just goes, I heard that there was a £20 million bid for me. Why have you not accepted it? I'm like, damn. Jesus.
Forward.
Get what you want then, why don't you? But yeah, no. So, yeah, WSL, looking forward to next weekend, seeing how they all go. It's going to be interesting to see. I hope Reading can pick up a few results now to get going. I hope in Arsenal. I think Arsenal. Do you know what? Do I say it? Do I say it?
Yes.
Arsenal going to win the league. Arsenal women are going to win the league. I think Arsenal men might get on the top 4, but we'll talk about that later. So let's get on to Formula One, shall we? I'm really liking this podcast. I don't know about you. I'm really enjoying this. Nice flow in between different subjects as well. It's not all about Poxy Redding for once. Nice to get varied and talking about different things. So let's talk about the start of the race. So the start of the race, the top 3 was Hamilton, Sainz, Bottas was there. But in the very first corner at the start of the race, it turned into Hamilton, Sainz, and Norris. My God, McLaren have done bits.
Yeah.
Did you watch the race?
I don't know how much of it I missed.
The only reason, what I'm saying now is the only
yeah.
reason I didn't watch the women's football and I didn't watch Formula One was because yesterday was my mum's 60th birthday. So I went complete media shout out. I was reading stuff, what was going on, but I didn't tweet anything. But complete media shout out yesterday, where I just wanted to concentrate my time with my kids. Fortunately, my son was a dickhead. My kids, my partner, my brother, and my mum, and just make sure my mum had a good birthday. So that's the reason why I didn't watch any of it, and that's why I had to catch up today. And it took so fucking long to catch up, but I caught up with it. So yeah. So with the bits that you saw at the start of the race, what did you think?
No, I didn't see the start. I turned it on. I tell you when I turned it on. It was when I can't remember when the pit lane got closed.
When the Hamilton got the penalty.
Yeah, just sort of a couple of minutes before
Right.
that.
So, I'm a very much a Hamilton fan, and I will honestly admit I love Lewis Hamilton. I think and if anyone disrespects Lewis Hamilton, you're an idiot. Lewis Hamilton will go down as the great, and I don't care what anyone says. Ayrton Senna was a great driver. Michael Schumacher, great driver. The French guy that Ayrton Senna had a rival with, what the fuck was his name?
Senna.
No, Senna's rival.
What's his name? It wasn't Alonso, was it?
No.
No, it's something like
It's a French guy.
Fucking.
It was a French guy anyway. I'm gonna look on my phone in a sec. But Lewis Hamilton at the end of his career could be this season. I don't think it will be. I think it's when he breaks Michael Schumacher's record. I think he will retire.
Well, he matched it yesterday, didn't he?
Most poles.
No points. Most point finishes.
Just he will go down.
Yeah,
the greatest driver.
It's pointless even saying it because you can't argue with facts.
Nope.
Most championships, most podiums, most poles. He's set pretty much every record.
Alan Prost is a certain Senna's rival. That's why I googled him, the French twat that crashed into Senna on purpose. I watched the documentary of Senna. That's a fucking brilliant documentary, by the way. Yeah, 100%. Schumacher's the greatest driver. Do you know what the thing that I'm struggling? Ferrari.
They're crap. I was talking to my brother about it yesterday because I was saying Ferrari aren't even top 5 best teams anymore.
No, not.
I did like Lando Norris's little joke. Did you see it?
No.
There was a Ferrari forklift reversing down the pit lane.
Oh, he does.
And he goes,
thing, yeah.
Look, Ferrari.
No, he's
going backwards. Maybe I should tell Seb to try that.
He does. He's done this trick all season, where if he sees like a smart car, a really slow car driving past, he keeps going, it's a Williams, going like that. He kept doing it to Williams, but because Williams have actually stepped up a bit, he's now changed it. And
he's doing it to Ferrari.
You know what? I feel sorry. Charles Leclerc couldn't give a shit about, to be honest. But Sebastian Vettel, the thing that annoys me the most is the treatment of him. Is you do not treat a 4-time world champion with the lack of respect that Ferrari have done this season. I don't know what you think.
I feel sorry for Leclerc, to be honest, because he's a good driver in what he thought was a good team.
Do you know what the funniest thing is?
They've just turned to shit.
I reckon Leclerc's going to be number 2 driver under Sainz. I think Sainz has proved with that McLaren car and any other car that he's driven.
I do think
Sainz is a better driver.
I think it's going to be one of them where they're sort of on a level. I think
they will be.
I don't think number 1 and number 2. For the sake of it, I think they'll say Sainz is number 1 driver. Although I think they'll give it to Leclerc, but
they will be. I think they will do to start off with. I think it will be Leclerc, and I think they've already said that. But I think because of how good Sainz is,
because he's been there long. But I could definitely see him going past him.
Exactly, and
there's so many good drivers.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. As soon as Hamilton retires, I think it will get a lot more interesting.
George Russell will take over Hamilton.
Yeah. Let's say as well, is there
Lando
going to be
Norris.
any? Is there going to be any changes around Red Bull?
Do you know what? I'm in two minds with Red Bull because I like Max Verstappen's staying there no matter what.
Yeah,
The thing that annoys me the most is the criticism of Alex Albon. I think if you look at the strategy that Red Bull have done for Alex Albon, it's awful. Absolutely awful. And I can't remember what race it was. I think it was Silverstone. Was it Silver? I can't remember which one it was. But they brought him in 3 laps before anyone else and put him on a harder tyre. And then just fucked his race up. It's like, right, I understand that Alex Albon hasn't performed and he hasn't put the speed. And Red Bull had a terrible race. Yesterday, Max Verstappen retired. Alex Albon couldn't really do much. I think it proved how lack of power they had is when Lewis Hamilton, we'll get onto that a little bit later on, but when Hamilton just went past Albon with ease, with absolute ease. But let's go on to the crash. I think it was, it was Kevin. We'll go on to the clerk in a minute, but we're talking about Magnussen just stopping by the pit entry, which then Hamilton then darted straight into to get a pit stop, but then it got a penalty. And I was like, was there a flag to say that he could?
Yeah.
So there was a flag. I didn't know if I missed.
Two.
Ah, so he's a bit of a dum-dum.
So as he's gone round, I'll try and explain it. But so if I was in the car now, facing this way, going around the corner, so my eyes would be that way. There is a flag. If I'm looking there where the race is, it would be there, like that.
So in your eyesight,
kind of it would be in your peripheral vision. For me, I think he easily could have seen it, and he should have seen it. If he didn't, fair enough. The penalty was the right decision. Like they said during commentary, if he got a 5-second penalty, it wouldn't have made any difference for him.
No, it wouldn't, because he had to do it in the 2 laps after the safety car, didn't he?
Yeah, so 10 seconds was the right.
Yeah,
right one.
I'm not disagreeing. I thought
it was weird how he did just like disappear whilst it was red flagged. He just went up to actually speak to the stewards himself, didn't he?
Yeah. Was it Giovanni as well?
Giovinazzi.
Giovinazzi, yeah, he got the red flag. He also got a time penalty as well for being a dum-dum for that time. And then, the crash. I don't know. That was horrible.
Yeah.
I knew what was going to happen in the race because I've seen it come up on Sky Sports, and I heard that he had a crash, but I hadn't seen it. And then the thing that got me worried before I was watching it was the statement saying Charles Leclerc has gone to a local medical facility, and I went, whoa. All right, I don't know if I really can brave that. And he just, back end just went, didn't he? I must have hit a curve when he was going around the...
I don't think it was even that. It was like his brakes just failed.
No, they discussed that, but didn't Martin Brundle say during comment? I think Martin Brundle said he goes, it could be brakes, and then he watched it and went, oh no, the back just went out. He couldn't control it after the back went out. He was at too much of a high speed to try and control it. And then his back end went out. Vettel's brakes went kaboom, which then gave Hamilton the 10-second penalty, which then was the first time I'll tell you what, that ending to the race was exciting, wasn't it? The last 4-5 laps, when you had Gasly trying to go off, Sainz that was
pushing him all the way.
But not only
it's not even that. He said with like 10 laps to go, he come over the radio. They were saying like take care.
Yeah,
and he said, I'm gonna win this. I'm going for him.
Yeah,
I want this win.
And then they said,
and that's what you like to see. Like three drivers who haven't won a race. Okay, I don't think Norris was in the position.
No,
where
he would. But
he could have got there.
I just
but
like
I'm saying
Norris.
All 3 of the top 3, with 5 laps to go, any 3 of them could have won it.
Yeah.
Sainz was still within touching distance.
Stroll.
Yeah.
Stroll was in there as well, and
to
see him get on.
And it's good driving.
Absolutely, and I think I saw a stat yesterday. this morning. Sorry, when I was
It's
doing
the first time it
it's
hasn't
not
been a top like Ferrari, Red
yeah
Bull, Mercedes on the
5
podium
years.
since 2011, I think it was.
Yeah, it's the first time since a French driver has won a race since 1991. I could be wrong. Could be a few years after that, but I think Alain Prost was the last person for a French driver to ever reach a podium. Um, the only reason I know that is I saw Roman Grosjean talk about it. That was it, to win a race. So I'm very, very happy for Gasly. If I was him and if I was clever, if Red Bull said take over from Alex Albon, I would reject it. You've got a team behind you there in AlphaTauri. Is it AlphaTauri?
You see it. You see it at the end of the race when how much it means to them as well as him.
Exactly.
But it's the case with every team in Formula One.
Do you know
Look
what
at
the thing?
look at McLaren's reaction when Norris got a podium, got his first podium.
And
It's
Sainz was there.
fucking huge to them.
Exactly. And Sainz was there for Norris because Norris was there for Sainz when he got, was it third in Brazil? The late win that they got in Brazil.
Yes.
And then
Was that the real? Oh,
that was
what?
like when they found out they got podium at like 9 o'clock at night. They had their own little celebration.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of was it Hockenheim last year, where it was just mental. I think it might have been Verstappen's first win, where I think about 11 cars crashed out or something.
Yeah, I remember that. That was ridiculous.
I think that was Hockenheim.
So, and do you know what really got me was AlphaTauri were all together giving each other a hug, congratulating all of each other and everything like that.
Yeah, I like that fact as well. You see after
they were all together.
No, because obviously Gasly came through F3 and he's very, very good friends with Leclerc.
Mm-hmm.
And did you see Leclerc come down?
No, I didn't. I didn't see that. But that's pretty cool if he did.
Yeah,
because they had
come
that
down.
that gentleman that
and you see Leclerc is absolutely buzzed for him as well.
Yeah. And I think that's brilliant to see. And do you know what? And then do you know what? Sainz and Norris are probably the best duo in Formula One at the moment in a team. Just by how funny they are and how good they work with each other. And when Sainz come down from the podium, Norris was there with a bottle of champagne to congratulate Sainz as well, which was absolutely brilliant. It's going to be interesting to see next year when you've got Sainz with Leclerc. And you've got
It's
Norris.
going to be so funny, Ricciardo and Lawrence.
Yeah, that will be the best double act ever. I really hope that
you see it already.
Yeah, they just take the mick out of each other already. And do you know what I really hope?
They're walking down the track and one of them just whacks
each other on the head, didn't they? Do you know what I hope they bring in for the first time is that teammates can talk to each other through the radio. You imagine the amount of banter that Norris and Ricciardo could have between each other.
They'll be there just like, I'm coming for you.
And you could just hear,
see you.
You could just hear Ricciardo going, "Oi, see you next Tuesday. I'm next to you, dickhead."
I think it's Lando Norris humour that he'd be there going like, "Dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it."
It was so big, and I really hope.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm going to make a broad prediction. Dangerous. If Ferrari are not going to up their game next year, and they've already said that, they said it's going to be a 2-year. So they say next season will be a rebuild, and it'll be the year after when they start challenging again. I'm predicting next season. I'm going to try. I'm predicting next season it's going to be so close between Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren, Racing Point, Williams. They have now sold.
What is the name now of Red Bull's little sister company? I was thinking, is it AlphaTauri?
Yeah, that's Gasly's.
Yeah. It slipped my mind yesterday. I completely forgot.
So I saw that someone's got a rename. So they've already confirmed that they're taking over the Dorrington capital. They are now in complete control of Williams this weekend because Claire Williams and Frank Williams
Step down.
have stepped down, which is very sad, very very sad because they pioneered everything in Formula One. I don't think you
It
have to be.
comes down to that 5-year agreement they will have to sign.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's too much.
Yeah, and I think the issue is so Renault have announced today that they will not be called Renault next season. Renault will new Formula name will be Alpine.
That's fucking shampoo, isn't it?
Apparently. Renault's new confirmed new Alpine name for F1 team in 2021 and teases that it will not be yellow anymore. It's going to be blue. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this on my phone. I'm going to try and get it. But that's the thing that they had confirming that is going to be. So they're going to be blue, apparently.
Is that Alpine? That's German, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the dandruff.
It's the caffeine shampoo, isn't it?
Yeah, dandruff. Yeah. So fantastic weekend for Norris and for McLaren. Fantastic weekend for AlphaTauri. Fantastic weekend for everyone involved. Apart from, and do you know what? You've got to respect Lewis Hamilton because not only did he get a 10-second time penalty. So yeah, as I was saying, just had to pause the recording for 2 seconds just so we had a bit of technical difficulties that we had to sort out. So yeah, as I was saying, you've got to respect Lewis Hamilton at the end of that race. Not only did he have to get put in last and 30 seconds behind the pack, he then finished 7th. It just shows what a driver that man is. And not only that, what a car Mercedes had. Bottas didn't do very well to start off with or anyway through that race. But what a drive and what a way to do that. So that's the end of the F1 chat. Hold on. Before we go next, what's next then on Formula One? Let's have a quick look. Racing. Next, so we got Italy again next weekend at the Formula One Pirelli Grand Premio della Tossessa 2020. So basically, at Ferrari's home, there is going to be. So it starts. So it's at Italy again.
Tuscan.
That looks like quite a nice track.
Tuscan, Russia.
Yeah.
Eiffel, Portuguese, USA.
They've got some good ones. Italy, Russia, Germany, Pro Series Event 1, don't know what that is. Portugal, Italy again, Pro Series Event 2. Oh, that's esports. So when's Germany? Is that Nuremberg that they're going around? I heard that they're bringing that back as well. So that's the end of F1 chat. We will be back next weekend to talk a little bit more. I think it's next weekend. Yeah, we will be back next Monday, talk a little bit more about what happened on the F1 over the weekend and the women's football as well. So Mondays will now be the start off with. We will be talking about football, Reading. We will talk about the Championship, Premier League stuff. Then it's going to be longer episodes on Mondays now because we've got to get through the stuff that went on over the weekend. So we're going to be talking about F1 as well. We'll talk about women's football as well. Any other major event that happens over the weekend, we will discuss it in the podcast on the Monday. Talking about the Thursday and Friday podcast that's coming up is this Friday, as we said before, what we will be doing is we will be going in depth as much as we can in deciding who we think will win the championship, who we think will get in the playoffs, who will come in the top 2 of the championship.
I know my prediction already.
Who will be in the playoffs, who will get relegated and all the other places to go with it. We will do the same thing for the Premier League. Who will win the Prem? Who will get in the Champions League? Who will get relegated? What we will then do is we will then predict the lineup for Reading. Going to Saturday's game. We will then predict the score for the Reading game. And then what we would do for the Monday episode is the very first thing, the Tuesday episode for you guys. It's the very first thing that you'll see us on the Tuesday episode is talking about the game. If you hit on us, I don't know whether we'll discuss this a little bit more, but after the game on the Saturday, we might We might go on Instagram Live to talk about it, because someone else does Twitter Live after the games, and we don't want to do the same thing as them. So we might use. We're going to use Instagram a lot more. Quite like Instagram. It's quite fun to use, actually. I didn't think it'd be that fun. I thought it was just full of Love Island Essex people that were on there. But I've found a good community on there. We're trying to follow a lot more women's football as well. So if you're a women's football fan page or anything to do with any of the women's Reading team or Arsenal or anyone, give us a follow and we will definitely follow you back. We are nearly at 200 followers on Twitter. We've just hit over 100 followers on Instagram. Thank you ever so much. That's amazing for us. We're absolutely so thankful. Facebook, we hit over 65. Fucking amazing. Nearly at the 100 that I want to target by the end of the year. So that's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. We will, if I can remember to, use TikTok a lot more. We've got quite a few followers on there. We've got quite a few likes as well. I didn't realise I haven't done it for a while.
Something you forgot to mention that we'll be talking about. NFL starts soon.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't hold my excitement in. I don't know whether you understand how excited I am. I don't know any players. I know some players. I know some players. I'm not a big knowledge of NFL myself. I haven't got a vast amount of knowledge. But I love watching it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited to see how Kansas City do this season. So excited to see Tom Brady in a Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirt with Rob Gronkowski after leaving New England. Excited to see how Cam Newton does at New England.
Did you, talking of Tom Brady, did you see the whole troll video he done a while ago?
No.
I'll have to send it to you after this because it's brilliant.
Hello, welcome back. I'm so sorry. We just paused the recording because there was technical difficulties. And I thought I pressed play, and I've been talking for the past half an hour.
27 minutes.
So I'm going to short down what I said. Fuck me. I really hope I haven't done this twice. I don't even check the audio or anything afterwards either. So if you're hearing this twice, just end it. Just end it. Have a good day. But yeah, no, if you haven't, and this is the first time you listen to this, thank Jesus. So basically what we were talking about is I was saying we need to put respect on Lewis Hamilton's name. Not only did he go last, but he went all the way to 7th. Absolutely smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. So, yeah. So we're talking about Formula One, and we did well. And then we were discussing a little... I can't believe that happened. I'm surprised. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to do it, though. If I have complete control over something, yeah. I'm so disappointed in myself as well. I'm actually disappointed. I'm actually annoyed. Anyway, so we were going about to finish and say thank you ever so much, Roger. And then we were discussing that
hell.
Anyway, we were discussing about...
Sorry, Sheffield United have just signed Ethan Ampadu as well.
Yeah, I know. There was talk of them getting him a couple of days ago. I was hearing. No, this morning I heard because Lampard...
No, but I'm saying, what a day.
Yeah, I know.
Max Lowe, Jaden Bogle and Ethan Ampadu.
They've done bits and pieces and boots and cats. So yeah, so what we're saying is it's an exciting day. So we will be doing something a little bit different, and Monday's podcast is going to be a lot different. So Monday's podcast from now on will be with Courtney, if he's here. But if he's here, he will also be talking about women's football. We will be also be discussing about women's football, discussing about Formula One. We will be discussing about NFL now that will be starting this Friday. So excited! We will be discussing NFL as well. It will be a lot longer podcast. We will be discussing a lot more about different things. So please interact. We're trying to do all things that me and Ryan really enjoy watching sports-wise. When Olympics come, I am fucking smashing the Olympics. I absolutely love Olympics. And the Euros, and when England going to win the Euros, we're going to have a massive piss up live. So yeah, as I was saying as well before, so this Saturday, or this Friday, we will be doing a prediction about the Championship and Premiership table. We will also be saying our prediction for Reading, the starting 11 for the game. We will do a prediction of the score of what we think it's going to be, and we will be discussing a little bit more into depth with the predictions, and just have a bit of fun and games with that as well. So it's going to be a very long podcast this Friday as well for you guys to get your ears around it.
And hopefully we don't have to do it twice.
Oh, I'm so fucking annoyed. I'm so fucking annoyed. I'm not gonna lie. Right. So yes, thank you. And my hair's gone absolutely wavy. I'm wavy. So thank you ever so much for joining us again. I know I talked.
Did you say about the NFL?
Yeah, I spoke a bit about that. We'll be doing that.
I kind of zoned out when you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see, as I said before, but I say it again. I'm excited to see how Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady get on at Tampa Bay. I'm excited to see how Cam Newton gets on at New England. Could be a hit or miss season for him because he's a bit injury when he was at Jags.
And we'll try and do that quiz that you said about.
We will do. There's a quiz on Sky Sports. Please go check it out. Where it picks your NFL team if you haven't got a team. It's picked me the Chicago Bears, so I will be looking out for them a lot more and see how they get on. Kansas City. I'm excited to see how they get on to defend their Super Bowl winning way of doing it. But yes, thank you ever so much for joining part 2 of me screwing this up. For God's sake. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm now going to go and start helping my brother pack for uni because he goes this Saturday. I can't fucking wait. Oh, okay. I've just seen what you sent me. I'm going to go and watch it in a minute. So I'm going to go and get him ready for uni because he's off to go and start there this weekend. So I'm excited for him. So yeah, have a lovely day. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Mental health. Remember, if there's anything you want to talk about or talk to us about, we're here for you. All right. Bye. Ryan, say bye.
Bye.
I fucked up, so I'm going to do this even longer than normal. Bye.